Guys, it's Eric with another episode of Enchanted Minds. Today we're going over the top 10 active bonuses for your companions, for your tanking Paladin guys. Lots and lots of options on the board. Really not even enough time to discuss all the different options. It was very hard to narrow it down to just 10 guys. So coming in at number 10, we have the Dread Warrior. And I will immediately point out, guys, I'm immediately going to point this out, that yes, you do want DPS companions, more likely than not. You can watch any of our DPS companion videos and get a good idea. This list here is a unique list. You know that I like to bring stuff to you guys that you probably were not aware of. So we dug deep, we read every single companion in the game, lots of stuff to mention here. So obviously, yes, Siege Master, Air Archon, those types of things are in play. This list here is, again, for specifically tanking and survivability, some reflection damage, that kind of stuff as well. So number 10, guys, the Dread Warrior. Pretty pricey. You can see on damage taken, 10% chance to become enraged, increasing threat generation by 15%. This goes up to 25% at epic quality. So if you're having a hard time holding aggro, then this would be a good option for you. Coming in at number 10, the Dread Warrior. Number 9, guys, is the Leprechaun. This is something you can purchase in the... Oh, wow, this is cheap. Yeah, so you can buy this in the Zen Market, but you'd rather buy it here for sure. This is super cheap on him. What this is at epic quality is going to give you 10% AoE damage resist. It's a nice little perk. You know, it stacks onto your regular damage resist, and it also bypasses the cap that is on the actual stat for your AoE damage resist. So this is quite nice, guys. Number 9 on the list, the Leprechaun. Number 8, also super cheap, guys. The Phase Spider. Phase Spider going to reduce the effects of combat advantage damage against you by 10%. And then this goes up to, I believe, 25% at epic quality. So this is a nice again buff. It bypasses the damage resistant cap. Anytime we can bypass that cap, we're gonna take it, guys. Essentially is the way that I look at it. Again, you'll get to a point where you'll just be smashing through everything in the game. You'll probably want to go more DPS, but early on, guys, little tanks out there and tanking high level content at the gear score, like FBI. If you're 11k taking FBI, you don't want to run in there with Siege Master and Air Archon. You really want to get things that are going to help you survive. So Phase Spider is one of them, coming in at number 8. Number 7, guys, is the Dancing Shield. This is available in the Protector's Enclave, but it is cheaper to buy here. I think you can get it in blue, pretty sure. Yes, 15,000. So this is going to be a 3% deflect chance at purple quality, which is very high. It takes quite a bit of deflect, the actual stat, to do that. So getting the deflect chance just right off the bat is super nice with the Dancing Shield. Moving on, guys. Number 6 is the Shadow Demon. So the Shadow Demon, the deflection does almost no damage and does 3k damage to the source deflected. This can only happen once every 30 seconds. So guys, at purple quality, this is going to deflect 6,000 damage. 6,000 damage anytime you deflect. And like it says here, the deflect does almost no damage. So that's huge, because it's kind of hard to build deflect severity. So getting this guy in there, if you're building deflect, which I recommend that you do because damage resistance is so easy to get, I mean, that's my main focus with my tank, is deflect, hit points and deflect. So anyway, getting the ability to have it deal almost no damage is super nice. Also reflecting that damage again at 6k damage returned at epic quality, guys. Coming in at number 6, the Shadow Demon. So taking us into the top 5, we have the Blacksmith. This guy's pretty popular. Most of you probably know about it who've been playing the game for a while. Similar to the Shadow Demon, he's going to reflect damage back at the attacker. So this is super nice. You're one of the only characters that can run this efficiently. So it is nice to have these things on your character that stack onto your feats as well, that reflect damage back also. So Blacksmith heading off the top of the top 5 and bringing us into number 4, guys, the Bullet Pop. Okay. Oh, I think there's only one L. I think that was the problem there. So here he is. See if we can look at an epic one. There she be. On damage taken, if you take damage more than 25% of your maximum hit points in a single blow, you heal for 25% of your max hit points over the next 5 seconds. So this is very nice. Again, at lower gear score, guys, you're probably going to be okay at higher gear score because the Paladin's a beast, right? But this is super, super nice little perk to have in addition to all the other survivability that your character has. So, guys, number 3, this is it. Number 3, the top 3, very, very controversial here. Very difficult to narrow it down, I'll be honest. But we will kick it off with the Pseudo Dragon. So the Pseudo Dragon, guys, 20% chance to restore some stamina. I love how it uses some. They need to give us some hard figures here, but it's a lot, guys. I know people who are running this like on a Hunter Ranger. You know, I don't, but he does. Actually, I know 2 Hunter Rangers that like swear that this thing's the best. So anyway, on a Paladin, you know, the stamina is huge. This can be very, very helpful for you. And again, the buff is a massive buff. It's every 5th swing, basically, you're gonna get more stamina back. Super duper nice. Coming in at number 3, guys. Number 2 on the list is the Sylph. The Sylph going to give you, very simple here, 50% control resist. That is massive. That is a massive buff. You can see the gaming community has picked up on it. These were like $1 million cheaper than they are now. This is in high demand because of Cholt. This is freaking awesome. Like, it just really, that 50%, it's massive. That is a massive buff. So very, very good. Coming in at number 2 for your tanking Paladin, guys. Number 1 on the list is the Wrost Monster. Don't think there's any surprises here. You tanks have been playing for a while. You can see on damage taken, 25% chance to inflict a 5% damage debuff on the attacker. Stacks up to 3 times. So what this is doing is circumventing the damage resistance cap. You're putting a debuff on the attacker. So fighting Orcus at low level, this helped me out a lot. I was able to tank Orcus at like 8k gear score, and actually before mod 12 came out. So it was like, I think I was like 2,000 gear score, like 1,900 tanking Orcus before they changed everything. But anyway, he was stronger back then too. But nonetheless, in a boss fight, a big boss fight, Tomb of the Nine Gods, Famebreaker Island, this is nice. And there's no cooldown on this. So this can proc on everybody. You got 4 giants hitting you FBI. This is going to proc. And it's going to debuff all of them. So this is number 1, guys, in terms of survivability, in my opinion. If you have any questions, suggestions, requests, always comment down below. Like I said, this list was very difficult. And we shied away from the DPS. Obviously, guys, again, Siege Master, super viable for you. Air Archon, Fire Archon, those will work for you. You can rock those. And then a few others that I wanted to mention that we did not make the list but are still neat. You do have the chicken, so the chicken's pretty cool. If you haven't seen it yet, it's going to basically, when you take damage, going to give you a massive speed buff. So as one of the slowest characters in the game who's designed to take hits, it makes sense. No, not the A, we want the chicken. Yeah, there it is. So it's a 40% movement speed and a 10% damage debuff on your attacker. I didn't realize the damage debuff, so this probably actually should be on the list itself, but this is very nice, the chicken. I like the speed that comes with it, for sure. You can see the price on these. Pretty high, guys, $500,000 on the chicken. Definitely something you want to take a look at. And then in terms of DPS, there's a Derp family. Kind of like the Archon family, which again, you can totally rock. Not that Derp. He's the ugly duckling. Not that Derp. We want the Volcanic Derp, the Ghaleb Derp. So you can see here, deal up to 7.5% more damage based on the percentage you've taken. That goes to 10%, guys, at purple quality. And then this guy here is super nice too. So he increases your damage resistance up to 7.5% based on the damage you've taken. At lower gear score, I did rock this guy hard. The only reason he's not on the top 10 is because you're probably going to have your damage resistance maxed out, especially with your shield up. So everything is on the list is geared towards like deflection or reflecting damage or circumventing the damage resistance cap, which is 95%, guys. So both of these Durs in play. And then as far as like raw stats, obviously there's a bunch of them that give you hit points, which aren't bad because you have multipliers with your constitution. Not the Hunting Hawk, Hunting Drake. So the Hunting Drake, I had written down to mention. There he is. There he is. 300 control resist. So that's pretty fat, actually. That's a lot. So this will, the hard stat you can only get like 800. But with 300 here, that's pretty good because it's not an easy thing to build. Not a lot of things have this control resist. So he's worth looking at. And then finally, actually there's three more. There's three more. Like I said, it was difficult to make this list. So I want to make sure we cover a lot of options. The Goat. 6% of your max stamina healed every second that you're controlled. So this is nice as well when you're in an environment that is just relentless. This will be nice for you to be able to get the shield back quickly. And then there's the Diva. The Diva's super cool looking. Pretty cheap right now. So when the Summon Companion deals damage, 10% chance to heal Companion and player for 3% of max health. This would be a nice stream of healing coming in, self-healing. Pretty cool as well. I mean, like, yeah, look at it. He's cool. So the Diva is another option, and then the Silverscale Cleric. Silverscale Cleric. It's hard to find room to roster him as one of your 5. I do have one. But what this is at epic quality is 2.5% incoming healing and 2.5% outgoing healing. So the reason why this is mentionable is because of your shield. Your shield heals everybody that's inside your circle, so you're going to get a 2.5% bonus on that, and then also 2.5% coming in. And then one more I just remembered off the top of my head, guys, and we'll have to wrap it up. I could talk companions for tank all day long. There's so many good options. So it is Brain Fart. What is it? It's rare. It's the wow. It's the guy that, he's an augment. I can't believe it's not the Stalldorf. Quasit. Sorry about that, guys. Quasit. So he's gonna give you 3,000 regen at purple quality, which is just, that's a massive amount of stats to have from a single companion. Most of the stats that are given are 300. So for this guy to give you 2,000, that's a lot. And then there is 2 more that offer deflect that are worth noting. One in particular is the Moonbow Priestess. She's one of my favorite companions in the game. She's very, very underrated. So you're gonna give it 300 deflect, which is nice. But you can also use her as a summoned companion. What she does, the Moonbeams, reduces critical chance for enemies within 20 feet by 1% per companion level, and increases critical chance for allies within 20 feet by 0.5% per companion level for 6 seconds. So when she's at legendary quality, she's reducing the mob's critical chance by 20%. No, excuse me, 40%. And then she's buffing the party's critical chance by 20%. It is a massive buff. There is no single item that gives you this high of a buff. She is the most underrated character in the game. And I think she's super viable as your summoned companion. But we'll talk about that another day, guys, when we go over your top summoned companions. So again, if you have any questions, suggestions, requests, if you feel like we left out your favorite companion that needs to be mentioned, please comment down below. Outside of that, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Awesome Gaming Network, and may the drops be ever in your favor. Captain Eric out.